Welcome. I'm SpunkieMunkie, and I'm starting to create a new map. The Bedrock Zoo is getting close to being complete, and so is Spunky the Explorer. So I'm going to start up a new map here, and I thought I would take you guys along on a trial basis here, and we'll see how it goes. So, welcome to the city of Erart. This is all natural generated right now. I just went with a base city. You can see there's lots of villagers here. The only thing I did do is there's a lot of caves underneath here. So I did clean it up and um, basically protect the villagers that we have. I bet, maybe not. Somewhere over here, there's a big cavern. There we go. So there's lots of caves and stuff underneath here that can all be explored, made part of the game. But what I have planned for this game is, if you watch any of my Bedrock Zoo or Spunky the Explorer, you'll know some of my history. I'm an old Dungeons and Dragons player, so I really enjoy the adventure game aspect, and I enjoy creating adventure games. And what I like to do is recreate some of the games that I had made for Dungeons and Dragons, and I like to recreate them here in Bedrock edition of Minecraft. And I chose Bedrock edition because of the texture packs and behavior packs. You can make a lot of changes. I can change any of the creatures to whatever I want, such as my drow map. I created, actual dark elves that lived underground and made a city for them underground, and it turned out really well. It's a very difficult map, but I thought it was pretty good. But I thought this was a great seed to start off with. It's basically a double village. You can see I have a blacksmith over here and one over here. There's a couple of churches around, so I thought this was a great start. Like I said, all I've really done so far is close up some of them so that the villagers don't fall in there. I want my village to thrive, or my city to thrive. I still have some more work to do, but I think my main initial goal here is to build a wall around it. I want to protect these guys. But I'm thinking of maybe a castle right here in this corner, and maybe a stadium of some sort, so you guys in adventure mode can gain experience, fight mobs under a controlled area, and gain experience and drops that way. I'll have custom villagers in here so you can sell all your drops. But what's going to be really unique about this map is I had created for Dungeons and Dragons a hieroglyph map, or hieroglyph language, I guess you could say, where I use symbols, and the players had to figure out what the alphabet was to figure out what the symbols meant. And I do have a whole alphabet using ores and different blocks. Basically, I start you off with one word, and you guys have to kind of try and figure out the language yourself, and then of course follow that language to actually complete the map. I will have other small side jobs, side missions, and stuff like that. But yeah, that's what'll be very unique about this map, is that, like I said, there is a whole language that you will have to kind of try and figure out and interpret yourself in order to be able to complete the main game of this map. But I thought this was a great seed to start off with. Like I said, I didn't really do anything except I kind of closed off some of the caves underneath so that the villagers stop falling down there. I want my city here to thrive. So I thought it was great. It's nestled between two rivers, so we can use that as part of our story. You can see off in the distance over there it looks like a pretty good sized desert. There's some extreme mountains over there, and I think this is just a really good seed to start off with. I'm not going to keep the city this way. I will, customize it and make it better. But I do want a banking system, so I'm thinking maybe right here having a bank. So you can store your emeralds, which is going to be the main cache, and you can get them back and trade with the villagers and spend and receive and build yourself up that way. It will be, for the most part, adventure mode, so you won't be able to break blocks and stuff like that, but I'll be able to get you supported pretty well. But my first goal here is, like I said, I want to basically build a wall around here. I do have it in, let's see, I do have it in, let me go to the settings here. I do have adventure here. I do have it in peaceful difficulty right now, so that the zombies aren't spawning while I'm making this world. And trying to protect my villagers. And after I get a wall built up, I'll go around. You know how these houses, a lot of them don't have doors, so I'll pop some doors in here, and that'll really increase the village a lot. I definitely have to do some lighting around here, you know, fix silly things like that. But you can see it's already a thriving village. I got, you know, these naturally spawned in here. So I like to start off with as much vanilla as I can to begin with. But yeah, my main goal here is to protect these villagers. So like I said, I want to build a wall around here to get them protected. And I will take you on that journey. So let's get started here. Obviously, I'm in creative mode. I'm thinking of, let's see what kind of a wall I want. It's going to be very generic right now. I'll build up the walls as the creation goes on. But I'm thinking I might just go with regular cobblestone for now, just to kind of give me, like I said, I want to protect these guys, so it's going to be a very basic generic wall for now. But I do have a couple of places where gates can be that are already created in here. So there'd be one gate. Let's see what else we got here. We have more areas here. But basically my goal right now is to protect these villagers. And like I said, I want this to expand and grow on its own as much as possible. Just to give you guys more trade abilities. I will have custom villagers in here and in my own custom shops, and I will do some additional decoration on these and make them look a little nicer. But I like the river channel here. This is the only thing here that I really don't care for. It kind of blocks off the river channel, so I will probably get rid of that at some point and maybe make a you know, a dock of some sort so you can get on boats and take off that way. But that's really about it. So let's go ahead and get building here. Let's say, I think right here, I think would be a good place for the bank. And the bank will be set up. I'll use some of the scoreboard. It's now in Bedrock, the scoreboard system, to keep track of the money. And like I said, I'm using emeralds as the cash. So basically, you will be able to carry around emeralds, but if you don't want to carry them around, you'll be able to store them in your bank, and that'll be part of the scoreboard system. So I thought that was a really good way of keeping everything ready to go. So I guess I'll go ahead and start building here. Start getting some walls up. So there's a, let's see, you know, I'll have to clean a lot of this up. This is all going to get cleaned up here. But let's see here, we got that there. And I'm just going to go with a basic 2-high wall right now. Like I said, my main goal here is to protect the villagers. I don't want to keep it in peaceful. So I want to get a wall built up to protect these villagers and get this place lit up so that they can grow and expand. And then I can still have zombies and skeletons and whatever else I wish to put in here. So let me get some of this walls done, and I'll bring you back and show you, show it off to you. And I'll see you in a little bit. Alright guys, well, I got a basic wall built around. It's at least 2 blocks high everywhere around, so none of these guys are going to be able to climb out, and nothing from the outside are going to be able to get in. I did turn the weather off because it was thundering and lightning, and I didn't want lightning to be striking anything. I think I do have fire tick off, so if it did, it wouldn't spread, but just to be on the safe side while I'm making the main map. But yeah, basically, like I said, it's a very basic wall. It's too high, so nothing can get out, nothing can get in. I do have gates in over here at these gatehouses. Right over here, I'll show you just put simple fence gates in here. Villagers don't know how to work them, so that'll be a good way for me to get in and out without having to fly. The only part that's still open is this right here. Like I said, I don't like where this is located. I want to put some kind of a dock here. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of that. And when it becomes night, I'll start working on lighting. So it'll probably be, torch spamming everywhere. But like I said, my main goal is to make this village or the city as safe as possible. And then I can put some, excuse me, put some of these doors in and get them naturally growing and get this city to where it'll prosper on its own. And that'll be a safe place for you guys to start. I know you might be confused. I will show you in a little bit about the language that I was talking about. I will reveal some to you because it'll be basically at the start of the game anyway. But that'll be the only part I'll reveal to you. The rest you'll have to figure out and play the map yourself. So let me clean this mess up and get this taken care of. But I just wanted to show you the wall situation I've got. Because it's very basic right now. Clean it up so that you can walk around it and all that. But right now it's a start. So that's where we got to start somewhere, right? So let me get that cleaned up and I'll bring you back. Alright guys, well I dug it out, made it as natural as possible. I didn't have to do anything with the water, it all filled back in really nicely. I did put this in here just so I can put a gate in here to remind me later that I want to put a small dock here so you can hop on a boat and head on down the river and do some exploring. I haven't done any exploring myself in this map yet. Like I said, my main goal right now is to concentrate on getting a city built so you guys have a place to start. So now that that's done, my main goal next would be to light this place up. So I will turn it dark, and I don't know if you guys know how to do that, but I can show you here. Time, let's go midnight. And enter. Okay, so here we have nighttime. Let me get some torches. So I can spam torches everywhere because that's basically what's going to happen. I'll start on the wall itself. Obviously the main entrance ways will get torches. And I'll basically just kind of go through here. Like I said, this is all just temporary anyway. Oops. But, like I said, my main goal here is just to get this village protected as much as possible so I can turn the mobs back on. Well, it likes doing that, doesn't it? And the reason why I want the mobs back on is so I can start creating the adventures. It keeps wanting to put down 2 torches, but I'm just going to keep going, I guess. So yeah, I'll get some more of this lighting done, and just kind of showing you guys some of the steps that I go through in order to make a map like this. And of course, if you guys have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments below, and I will be more than happy to listen and to your comments and accommodate and see what we can do about making a better map. But I'll bring you back when I'm a little farther on this lighting area. Alright guys, well I'm still doing some lighting around here, but I kind of wanted to show you my process. I'm kind of a systematic type of guy. You can see I got all the corners on these type of buildings. I got, you know, with the torches up here. But basically what I do is, well, I go around to all the farms first and I put torches on all the corners. On these double farms, I'll throw an extra one here in the middle. Oops, missed this one. You can see what another thing I do here is I do cover this water with stairs. You can use planks, not planks, but slabs also, but I usually use stairs. You know, waterlogs them so that the plants still grow, but then you don't have to worry about your villagers and your iron golems bobbing around in there. They have a tendency of getting stuck in them. Excuse me. But one of the things I brought you back for is you can see all the ones that have torches, the buildings that have torches on the outside. I also have torches on the inside too, so you can't forget the inside, guys, because zombies can still spawn inside of these buildings even though you have the outside all lit up. Excuse me. So basically what I do is when I see torches, I know the inside is also done. So I was just going to do a couple with you on camera here to show you kind of how I do this to make sure that everything is as safe as possible for your villagers, and make sure I pop one in there. I usually get rid of that sometimes. Sometimes I leave them in, but either way I got to go back in and you know, fix it anyway. But basically, so that way I can do an overview look and make sure that I'm not missing any of the buildings and stuff. But with this new update, I really like these cats walking around. I haven't put in any doors yet. This one already has a torch. That wasn't in there by me. That was just how it was done. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to show you a few tips of how I start off a world like this when I'm using something that's vanilla to start off with. Like I said, my goal here is to protect these villagers. I want my city to thrive, and there's already a torch. Some of them already have torches in them. Most of them do not actually. So yeah, if they run inside the house, but there could be a zombie in there, so you don't want to. Yeah, you don't want zombies to be spawning inside the house. See, like this one's dark, so I'll throw a torch right there above the door. And I just kind of like wanted to give you guys, like I said, I'm very systematic. I do things one thing at a time, and I'm sure in this world I will be using a lot of command blocks. So if you guys are interested in that, stay tuned, because I will be doing a lot of command blocks in here. I'll be doing certain engines and stuff. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to, let's see, this one's already pretty well lit. Let's go ahead and throw an extra one there, and I think this out here, sometimes I'll throw an extra one there just to make sure that nothing's going to spawn. And on these wells, I usually just, you notice I'm throwing them all in the corners right now. These lamps that they use for vanilla, I'm sorry Mojang, but I hate them. Excuse me. It makes absolutely no sense whether fire tick is on or off. A torch on top of wool just doesn't make any sense to me. You'd think that the wool would start on fire. So I usually take those out. I would even prefer just one torch on top of the post myself, as opposed to what this is. This just makes no sense to me. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to bring you in and show you how I do some of this lighting to make sure all the villagers are protected. And I can, like I said, I can just fly around here now and see what buildings I've got done and which ones I don't have done. And just by flying, and like I said, I take care of the inside. I will do the chapels or churches or what do you want to call them. I'll do them last. I think there's 2 or 3. Yeah, there's only 2 in here. So, but yeah, I just kind of wanted to bring you guys in and show you how I do this. Once I got the buildings done and the farm's all done and lit up, then I'll just do an overview look at night and see what still has to be lit. Here we go. See, I'll have to put some stairs here. There's no way of getting into this building. There was another building here that was kind of funky. Here, right here. The path actually goes over the building. So that's kind of funny, kind of silly looking. So yeah, I'll have to fix that eventually. But like I said, my main goal right now is to protect my villagers, and I want to do it as soon as possible so that while I'm building and doing other things in this world, the villagers are breeding and the city is becoming populated like I want it to be. Hey guys, let me give you a little light here. There you go. So I'll bring you back when I get some more of this done, but I just wanted to show you how I do this here. Alright guys, I wanted to bring you back. You can see that just me doing the buildings and the groves, the plants really lights up, excuse me, really lights up the majority of the village. You can see there's a big dark area here in the middle. There isn't really anything there. But you can kind of just, I'm in creative right now, so I can kind of fly up here and see where the dark areas are. And really the only thing I got left that I can do at this point is just spam some torches around to try and get rid of these dark areas. And especially now that the drowned spawn in, you definitely want to protect, especially light up around these ponds. I don't want to get rid of them, but the drowned will change villagers to villager zombies too. So, what do we got over here? Hey, little bunny. But basically what I did is I turned the daylight cycle off and made it midnight so I can see, any dark areas. Excuse me. Dark areas that are, showing up here, and I guess that's not doing any good there. And I can just fly around like this and just make sure that this town is well lit up and protected, and a lot of these dark spots are gone. Because once I turn the mob spawning back on, I certainly don't want all my villagers changing over. My goal of the story here is to have a city for you guys to be safe in and start up and build yourself up in. Like I said, it is an adventure map, so you won't be able to mine things and get experience that way. So I want to create a nice safe environment for you and the city villagers. So I'll continue on with this, but I just wanted to show you, lighting is so important in this game. As far as safety goes, because I really want as many natural villagers as I can, just to show a population. It makes the game more real. And if your population's always turning into zombies and you get creepers going around blowing up buildings all the time, doesn't really do that very well. So, like I said, right now I'm just going to have to spam torches. I'll come up with some better lights than those. I haven't decided what kind I'm going to use. So that's why I'm just throwing torches around right now. Because I want the population to grow as I'm going through and fixing some things. But like I said, here's a pond right here. You want to make sure it's definitely well lit up so that you don't have drowned spawning in them. And that's really about it. I'll just keep torching the place up. I wish Mojang would come up with a better lighting system than throwing around torches, but for now, that's all we've got. It's the best we can do. So a lot of these will turn into lamps eventually, and I'll have other builds and stuff in here that will also be lit up. So you'll see in the if you're watching the Bedrock Zoo at all, you see I do a lot of hidden lighting. I try and do that as much as possible, and I will do that in here also. But for now, like I said, just trying to get the village all safe, the city all safe, so that while I'm building and stuff, we have villagers growing. Okay, let's see how that looks now. Okay, we've got a few dark spots, but you can see it's pretty well lit up. Here's a dark spot right here. So just pop a torch down. Yeah, let's get another one right there. Good, good. Now, unlike in Java, where you can just do the F3 menu and see what the light level is, you don't have that in Bedrock. So I have a tendency of overlighting, but I'd rather do that than underlighting. So I'll get more of this done, and I'll bring you back when I'm ready for the next step. Alright guys, well it looks like I've pretty well got our lit up as far as the ground goes. There's a couple of areas here that can still use a little bit more. Every time I fly up I seem to find more. I know it's, like I said, it's kind of an overkill, but I want to protect my villagers. So along those lines, another thing I'd like to point out to you is some of these roofs have some dark spots in them. So I like to make sure that there's, if you can, which in this case I can't, which means they won't be able to spawn on that, so that's okay. But down here, they can spawn on that. So let's see if we can get some torches. Look like we can, so that means they'll be able to spawn on that. Basically, if you can put down a torch, they can spawn on it. So you want to make sure to check these roofs too, guys, and get those lit up too. You can usually tell if there's a center. See, like here, there's no center there, so there's no way they're going to spawn on that. One of the other things that they can do, that mobs can do, here's another one that we can actually light up here. There we go. Is treetops. Well, okay, maybe they can't. They used to be able to on treetops, but maybe they can't now, because I used to have to bury torches in the trees in order to make sure they were lit up. So I'll just do a quick flyby here and make sure that all the rooftops are nice and lit up, the ones that they can spawn on, so those are good. That one's good. You're not going to be able to spawn on that. So that one's good, that one's good. Okay, here's one here that they'll be able to spawn on, so we want some torches there. Let me go here and here instead of on the end there. There we go. And then of course this flat roof they can spawn on too. So I like to make sure that they're nicely lit. Yeah, I kind of did the churches already. So this is looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. I think I'm about ready to turn the cycle back on and off so that we get day and night. Let's see, yeah, that one's okay. So it looks good. Looks good. So now the next thing I like to do is I like to go around all the buildings and all the ones that don't have any doors in them. I put doors in them. And one of the other things I'll do is I will copy that stair in case I run across some that don't have stairwells to them. There we go. And of course, I don't know if you guys know how the villages work. The more doors there are in a village, the more villagers you get. So that's why this is definitely one of the top things I like to do. And I like to put the door in from the inside. Gives the building a little more depth without me doing anything extra. So it's just another little tip that I like to do. You notice I fly in, and they do all have torches, at least one inside, so that there's nothing spawning inside the village. We're still doing okay there stairwell wise. So yeah, I just go around, and any of these buildings that don't have any doors or stairwells in, I go ahead and fix that so I could get some villager breeding going ASAP. So I'll take care of that, and I'll bring you back when I'm ready for the next step. Oh, including these here too. I also like to put doors on those. Any building that can have a door on it, put a door on it, because it's just going to help you breed your villagers. Excuse me, dude. Yep, got the torch in here, so it's ready to go. And it will also give me more of these guys to protect them in case something does get in. We shouldn't have to worry too much about phantoms either, because there's a lot of cats in these villages, so I'm guessing that the villagers, see, like right here we've got, that ain't gonna work. So what I like to do is, I like to do that. Let's see what we can do here. We can pop. Okay, let me figure out how to do this one here. Let me go ahead and throw that in there like that. No, because that's going to mess up with that one. Let's see. Well, what I do is pop that in there, and that in there, and that'll help with that. Okay, we can get rid of that and just pop grass in all the way there. There we go. And I'll clean up these paths too. That'll be the next step. But like I said, my main goal right now is to get these villagers safe. So I'll put a stair there so they have multiple ways of getting up. There we go. That looks kind of cool. I like it. I like it. So yeah, that's basically, like I said, the next step is make sure everything's got doors in it, and the villagers have access to the buildings for their safety. Let's see what we got over here. Here's one without a door. Sometimes it gets a little confusing as to which ones you've done already and which ones you haven't. Let's see, here's one that they can't get in. So what I like to do is like one there, and I just like to do that, and then whoop, and then there's that, and then that. See, now they can get into this building. Look at them, they're just going nuts getting into that building. Exactly what you want. Exactly what you want. Okay, so that one looks good. Here's one without a door. And we've got a torch in it, so if they do run in here, they'll be nice and protected. So yeah, I'll fly around and get some more of this done, and I'll bring you back when I'm ready for the next stage. Alright guys, I think we're all set here. I think I've got everything well sufficiently lit up. I've got doors everywhere. All the buildings are accessible with some kind of a stairwell or anything. So I think, I don't know if you guys know how to do all this, so I will show you how I, see, I can, let's see, it was a game rule. And then it tells you all the game rules you can have on there. It's a do daylight cycle. And I'll put true. There we go. Now it is midnight right now, but the moon, yep, the moon should be moving, and it is, so it will turn daylight. And the reason why I did that is because right now they're all hidden inside the buildings because it's nighttime, like they would normally do, which means they're not breeding, they're not farming, they're not doing any of the good stuff that I need them to do in order to breed. So this, now I should believe we're pretty well set up to breed. And hopefully phantoms won't bother us too much with all these cats around. That was always, you know, phantoms are new, fairly new in the game, so I hadn't really dealt with them as far as that, except for what I've dealt with in the zoo. Excuse me. But they don't seem to bother the villagers anyway. But they should help protect you guys, for example. So I'm going to go ahead and start cleaning some of this mess up, making this look better. And I'll get some of the paths cleaned up. And let's see, I don't foresee me needing that, so let's go ahead and, oh, that is a plank, huh? So, yeah, that's it. I've just kind of, I will clean some of these oddball things up from natural generation. And it's one thing that one of the things I like to do first, because you know, grass hanging here doesn't really look right. Uh, so there we go. And one of the other things I like to do too is actually I like to put a little edge on here just to give it a little more natural depth without me having to add too many other things. You know, it just looks flat. So this doing something like that actually helps the whole city overall. Just makes it look better. Just give it a little overhang, and that usually helps make it look better. And already I can see a difference. No, let's. How am I going to do that? Let's see. Okay, well, we can do that. There we go. Just doing a little things like that. That makes the roof a little more complete looking. There we go. Now we don't have any funky things sitting up there like that. Now, in some situations, depending upon my mood that day and, you know, everything else, I might go ahead and keep something like that just for something different. I'm not going to say that I'm going to get rid of them all like that, but just these little extra added touches really do help. Let's go ahead and do that. There we go. There we go. Okay. Yeah, see that building already looks better. I think I just need more of an overhang on there, just to give it a little, like I said, a little depth actually helps a lot. So let me go ahead and get some acacia slabs. Let's go ahead and actually like this better. There we go. So what I'll do is, like in this situation, I will go ahead and take some slabs and throw them out there. Just gives it a nice little depth to it. Obviously, I'll have to clean this up here too, so I usually just take some grass. And I usually use grass because then I can change it into a path block right away if I so desire. Let's see, actually that path is, let's go ahead and knock that out like that. And we'll go ahead and knock those out, and I'll throw that in there. There we go. And nice little path. So now I can and give myself a shovel. Diamond, of course. Always got to go with diamond, right? I'm going to do it. Do it right. There we go. And then I can just change it all into path. Unfortunately, when it's dirt, you can't do it. There we go. There we go. Perfect. So yeah, I just go through and clean up these paths. I'm going to go ahead and I don't want to use any more of this acacia, so I'll use cobblestone stairs for a situation like that. Just for now, I might change my mind later, but for now I think that's a good way of doing it. This path here kind of goes to nowhere, so I think, yeah, there's really nowhere on both sides. So what I'll do for now is I'll just get rid of the path block. Just change it all to grass. I try and keep the initial terrain as much as I can, but sometimes it's kind of funky. See, I think this is the one that went, yeah, this is the one that went over the building. So it was funky to begin with. Well, there we go. That already looks better. And you see all the villagers running around. I've got iron golems everywhere. That's a city, guys. And I haven't done anything except light this place up, and they'll continue to breed. They'll farm, feed each other, breed, and the city will grow as I'm building and cleaning this place up, and you know, making it look a little better. See, like in this situation, I can go, bam. See, now I might go ahead and leave these ones on this one just to give it some difference, so that every building's not the same. And don't worry, I will do some custom builds too. Like I said, I want to do a bank, but the houses are good. The vanilla houses are good, I think. Just with a little extra added touches like this, for example. Just to say, give it a little depth, a little texture. Right here, we'll do that. Perfect. See, and then we can even do that. There we go. Just to make that look right. And let's see what we got over here. Good, good. And that looks good. And we'll just throw some more. Okay, see, now we do have, okay, this would be where the slabs come in. Here we go. Voila. Slabbage done. But yeah, they're always, these vanilla houses are always so flat. I like to clean them up a little bit. And I already got rid of that. I shouldn't need my door anymore. But you never know, I might have missed one, so I already have it in my inventory in case I need it later on. And we'll toss that slab right there. Good, see, it already looks better. Already looks better. I like it. So yeah, I go around and do that, all these roofs. Like I said, sometimes I'll keep the corners. Sometimes I'll, like on this one, I'll delete them all and just make it look plain. It just depends on my mood at the time when I'm building on it. But, you know, anything to give it some difference, just to make it look different. And wow, this is horrible right here. Yeah, so we can actually like clean some of this up here. And get those spaces underneath too, so that nothing spawns underneath there. Yeah, see, this one's just kind of going to a dead end. So I might go ahead and just knock this out altogether. Just seems kind of silly to have it there. Yep, you can see that's one of the underground areas that I had to bury, trying to get some of the villagers out of there. And then, okay, then what I can do is just go ahead and flatten this out. And then go ahead and path block it. Just to kind of start off a basic path. I might go ahead and make a custom path. I might not. I don't know. Just depends on how things go, you know. Yeah, might have to do something about that. I might go ahead and fill that all in. Matter of fact, I think I will. Looks kind of silly. Here we go, and then I can go ahead and do that. Actually, there's probably no purpose in that because I'm just going to go ahead and put stairs. There we go, see? Already it's looking better and making more sense path-wise. You know, it's not a path just leading to nothing. So I'll continue on doing some of this, and I'll bring you back when I get a little more done. Okay, guys, I wanted to point this out to you. Oh, that's oak. Is that oak? That is oak. I want oak. You can see how they're bobbing around in the water there. So what I like to do is, so you guys can get to the water when you need to, is put these fence gates around here, and get out of here before you go in. One, and I'll pop that, and hopefully they'll pop out, see? There we go, and then I can put that back, and there we go. Now we don't have to worry about them bobbing in there, and we don't have to worry about the drowned spawning in there either and coming out to get them. I think there's another well over here. I'm going to go ahead and get that now while I'm thinking about it and brought you guys back for that. But that's pretty much all I'm going to have time for today's episode. So let me know what you guys think of a new series like this. Like I said, I will be doing quite a few command blocks, working on behavior packs, texture packs possibly. I'm not too sure on that. But what I was thinking of, well, I'll get into that later in the next episode, upcoming episodes with the language, which I think will be the highlight of this game. But yeah, I got some of the pathing done. Let's take a little overall view look here. You can see the paths are nicely cleaned up somewhat. And, you know, pretty much everywhere there's a height change. I got some nice cobblestone stairs. I did do a lot of cleaning up around here. I still got to go through and, you know, put some more depth into the buildings, but I'll take care of that, you know, off camera. But I just kind of wanted to kind of give you guys an idea here of what I was thinking. And, you know, let me know what you think. Please leave a comment below. And if you are interested, please make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, and don't forget to ding that bell for the notifications. And I think that's about it, guys. So I'll see you as soon as I can. I don't know how often I'll be able to work on this. I still got to get the zoo done. And I'm just, like I said, I'm still working on the Spunky the Explorer. Actually, I want to see how this is doing over here. There was a path going through here, so I kind of had to clean it up. Okay, I wasn't sure if these were waterlogged or not, and they are. So we're in good shape. So this is starting to look like the city already, and now I can start working on the custom builds. That'll probably be next episode. I'm going to shoot for every Saturday for now, because that's the one day I don't have an upload for. But right now the zoo and Spunky the Explorer are kind of priorities until they finish up. So you guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you next Saturday. Bye.